just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling like.
Yo, it is your boy Savage D Sag back up in this beach. What is good, and man, if you fuck with the content, please go ahead and hit your boy with a sub or a like. It's just a click or two, won't take long at all. I appreciate you if you take the time to, but with that out the way, we are back on this Chainsaw Man greatness with chapter 139, and boy oh boy was this a good chapter, continuing where the last one left off with expanding future possibilities. So let's get right into it. So we start off with Swordman continuing his conversation with Denji. He brings up when Pochita fought Makima towards the end of part 1, assuming it was Denji, saying that Denji should have noticed a strong sword wielder there as well. Denji says that he doesn't know Swordman since he isn't the one who fought that battle, which baffles the relatively new character. We get the classic Fujimoto awkward silence panels before Denji says he has to go to school. We then transition to the school where the Swordman is introducing himself in Denji's class as a transfer student named Mirai Sugo. He even is kind enough to include his hobbies, which include running and playing the piano. Okay, Mirai. Or Mairi, I don't know what to call him. Anyways, the girls in the class is gushing over this man, accurately calling Mirai a mix of Denji and the student council class president, which should be Haruka if I remember correctly. Mirai literally says fuck all that and calls everyone trash and tells them that he isn't there to make friends. Yes sir, my type of guy. But of course, just like in the real world, being an asshole is making the girls go crazy. As Mirai gets all the bitches, Denji is hating hella hard like hold on. Look at this meme-worthy face. So we cut to the rooftop where Denji is being a chair once again, this time for Fumiko. Mirai is up there with them and Denji screams at him to let him know what he wants. Mirai doesn't want to talk about it since Fumiko is there, but she says she is a public safety dog, so she is already in the loop with, everything that is out of the ordinary. After this, we see Mirai is shocked at the revelation that Fumiko is with the public safety agency. Hold on, so a few things here. One, I find it peculiar that Fumiko referred to herself as the public safety's dog. This gives me vibes of when Makima used to refer to some of her underlings as dogs, like, damn, all these niggas got trauma. It may not be the biggest of deals, but I am kind of interested in not only her power now, but also her backstory. Second point, so clearly Fumiko and Mirai aren't aligned like I said they could be potentially last chapter. I thought maybe he could be tasked with watching over Denji by Yoshida along with Fumiko since she seems to be slacking at her job, but I guess her absence was just that, her slacking at her job. Mirai not knowing that she works for public safety added to this dynamic even more for me, so let's get right back to the chapter. Mirai continues by saying he is there as a messenger for the Chainsaw Man Church. He then says that the weapons walk with the Chainsaw Man Church, which is a hard-ass statement by the way, but he asks Denji to join them. Denji asks for clarification on the weapons, with Mirai saying that the weapons are a community of people that can turn into weapons like Denji. Bruh, so we might see our hybrids return soon, But he continues saying that most of the church's top brass are weapons and that if Denji joins the church, he is promised a high position. Fumiko's funny ass adds her 2 cents by saying that if Chainsaw Man joins the Chainsaw Man Church, that he should be a leader. Fuck a high position. Mirai says it is a good offer regardless, with lots of good perks like only having to pitch in a little bit on jobs, turning down jobs if he doesn't want them, and the freedom to do whatever he wants, like Mirai does, using the example of getting to go to the arcade and eating steak every day. Since we know that Denji has a simple food palate, steak every day makes his jaw drop. Fumiko once again adds her 2 cents, saying that steak every day would get tiresome, but sushi at a parfait every day wouldn't. Denji's ass says he wouldn't get tired of Chinese food, and Mirai finally gets frustrated with the goofies, saying that the food ain't the damn point. Mirai says he didn't accept the job for the bullshit, and that Denji should understand the feeling of being used like a tool by others, just like he did. Once again, making Fumiko's dog comment earlier in the chapter all the more peculiar. When Mirai brought up being used like a tool though, Denji makes the face that shows he relates. Mirai continues by saying that although he isn't going to worship Denji, he is grateful to him for allowing him to truly be free now. Mirai makes a Denji-like statement saying that he realized he needs to use his body and his brain for himself, and once again pleads with Denji to join him in the Chainsaw Man Church, saying that he will protect Denji from the public safety agency and the sushi woman. Fumiko makes a good point in return, asking if Mirai isn't sure that he isn't being taken advantage of again, which is a good point, but this pisses Mirai off. He says everything he is currently doing is of his own free will, and that Chainsaw Man being a chair doesn't sit right with him. Denji says he doesn't mind those since butts feel good, and that even though he can't have steak every day, he still has tasty foods like pot stickers and ice cream, so he is content, especially since one of his original goals was to live a normal life, declining the Chainsaw Man Church invite. Mirai storms off, saying he didn't do all this just to recruit Denji, but to be his friend as well, since he helped free him from Makima, and then exits by saying that it's too bad because if Denji came with him, he could sleep with all the women he wants. Bruh, before the door even closed, this nigga Denji is already in the stairwell before Mirai somehow, causing this man Mirai to ask if Denji teleported. Denji says that he gave what Mirai said a lot of thought, especially the part about being someone else's tool, and says that he will join the Chainsaw Man Church. Bruh, alright, so the Fumiko and Mirai interaction kind of feels like a micro public safety versus Chainsaw Man Church clash of ideals. That was a cool dynamic, especially since we know the church has ulterior motives and even Fami and Sashida have their own relationship. Fujimoto is telling us something here about the church, and I wonder where their true intention lies. Everyone has their own motive for Denji, and more specifically Chainsaw Man. Between Yoru and Asa, the church and public safety, Nayata, shit, even the general public overall, part 2 is finally almost getting to the section of where everyone's ideals will either align or clash between all these parties. Another discourse I've seen is about Mirai specifically and whether or not he is a bad guy. I know this is the Chainsaw Man story we're talking about, but I think he seems to have genuine intentions here, especially when he brought up Pochita helping free him from Makima's clutches. If anything, I think that it is Fami or whoever is above her that may be using Mirai's good intentions for some nefarious goal. Think about it too. I saw this on Twitter. I think Mirai might have been the figure that helped save Denji when he was bisected during the whole Falling Devil arc and gave him blood. It makes sense. The figure did give him blood by cutting the palm of his hand with a blade. Hey, Mirai is a sword man. It makes sense. Anyways, another thing about this chapter was the reference to the weapons that walk with the Chainsaw Man Church. This opens the door for us even further to potentially see fan favorites like Reese and maybe even Quan Chi again, like we discussed last chapter. I'm hoping for it. What if they are endgame allies to help take care of whatever big level threat is looming in the background, especially with this Nostradamus prophecy still being a thing? Finally, this chapter also allows us to hopefully get the Denji and Asa interaction that Fuji has been building up to. We know she is working with the church, so I wonder how Denji will act around her knowing that she had a contract with the devil this entire time and is out here stealing his thunder. Shit, to be honest, I just thought about this too, but he should also be bumping into the fake Chainsaw Man too, right? Damn man, this nigga Fuji is cooking. I ain't gonna lie, these last 2 chapters have me hyped. I think Fuji is steering the train in the right direction, and I can't wait for the insanity to be turned up a notch soon. But I've talked your heads off enough, and I'm kind of delirious. I'm only running off a few hours of sleep, so if you have anything to say about what I had to say, drop a comment. Y'all know I read those. Like, sub. Shit, even hit me with the follow on Twitter, please. I got the link in the description. Don't be shy. Show some love to your boy. It's your boy Savage D Sag, and I'm out. Peace.